All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope that you are doing well, my beautiful community. Woo! We are ready to rock. Today, we're going to be talking about the body's great regulators. And regulators are important, right? If you think about it, I want things to happen inside of my body without me always having to consciously think about it, right? I don't want to think about my organs. I don't want to have to think about my digestion. I don't want to have to think consciously about the different processes and organs and systems regulating each other and keeping that beautiful homeostasis, that beautiful balance. I just want it to do its job properly so that I can go on with my life, so that I can feel good and have energy and have experiences and have feelings and use all of my senses, right? To have life be happening for me and with me and around me, all of that good stuff. So I want to be able to see and hear and smell and taste and touch and be inspired every single day. And when one of my organs or systems is off, when the regulation is not happening properly, when my immune system is down, everything gets funky. So, what are we exactly talking about today? Well, let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and we will get into exactly what we're talking about here. Let's go into presentation mode because that's fun. All right, cool. So today we are going to be talking about the body's regulators, which are minerals. Yes, minerals. So what that means though is like, where do we tend to get the minerals? Well, if it's in animal type of proteins, right, there's minerals in there. It's because the animal ate something that grew in the ground and now it has minerals. So, good, rich, wonderful soil is where we get our best minerals. They get sucked up into the plant, and then we eat those plants, or the animal eats those plants, and then we eat the animal and we get the minerals. But even just kind of like in that thought process, you can see that the most minerals that you're going to get, obviously, is going to be if you eat the plant yourself. So that is what I suggest. Okay, so minerals, what exactly are they? They provide no calories. So I suppose that that is good ish. They promote and regulate good health, though, while keyword regulating body processes. They help regulate. They're kind of like the doorkeeper. They make sure that this is happening when it's supposed to happen, that this nutrient can do what it's supposed to do, that this hormone can do what it's supposed to do, that everything kind of works as it's supposed to. And minerals also become part of our body. When they say you are what you eat, that's literal. What you eat actually becomes you, or at least pieces and parts and cells and systems and organs of you. So the parts of your body that the minerals become are bones and teeth and blood, things like that. So minerals are typically divided into three groups. We've got electrolytes, we've got major minerals, and then trace minerals. So electrolytes, you probably have heard of electrolytes if you know anyone that is an athlete, or if you've had any kind of issues with your heart, your blood pressure being too low or it being too high. We talk about electrolytes as they regulate, again, regulating the body processes, that homeostasis, and our heart rate is one of those things. So, specific major minerals that work together to maintain the body's fluid balances. So, not only your bloodstream, but also your lymphatic system. So, things like potassium, sodium, and chloride help regulate these processes in the body and make sure that our heart is pumping as it should and all the systems are working as they should. The second group is the major minerals. So they're needed in relatively small amounts compared to all of the other essential nutrients in the body. Remember, last week we talked about vitamins. We've been talking about water, carbohydrates, protein, fats, and minerals. So we need them in a little, not very much, but they have a powerful impact on the body. These are things like calcium and phosphorus and magnesium. And then we have trace minerals, which are needed in smaller amounts, even than the major minerals. and your body needs them, but they are just as important as all of the other minerals. Think of iron and zinc and copper and iodine and selenium. So maybe if you've had any thyroid issues, you're aware of iodine, how important iodine is for the thyroid to help regulate your body temperature, our mood, our digestive system, our energy input and output, how we feel, our energy levels. All of that is regulated by the thyroid, of course, with help of all the other systems and organs in the body. And iodine is absolutely essential for proper functioning of the thyroid. Okay, so whoops, that little guy is I love that when you think like big and powerful and strong, and how important it is to pay attention to our body. So when we're talking about having healthy bones and that minerals become our bones, you need calcium for that. You need phosphorus and magnesium to grow. You need this obviously higher for minerals when you're in your teen years, when your body is actually literally building. However, you got to remember that there's 50 million cells a second regenerating and rejuvenating inside of your body all throughout your life, right? Like you don't just have the cells that you had when you were a teenager and then you keep those cells all the way through all the years and years and years and years and years. No way. Your body is constantly regenerating and rejuvenating, meaning that it has to make new cells. And depending on what you're putting in your body, those cells are going to be healthy and vibrant and strong and alive, or they're going to be degraded and misshapen and misformed, right? Depending on what you're eating, drinking, thinking, and doing. So if you don't get enough of these minerals earlier in life, then your body will withdraw what it needs, which will lead to osteoporosis. So imagine that your body needs calcium for proper functioning. Well, if you're not getting it in there by the foods that you were eating, remember essential nutrients, meaning you have to get them from the outside and put them inside. Your body cannot create them on its own. So when we talk about food being healthy, what that means is that it's nutritious. When food is packed of nutritional vitality with the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, enzymes, antioxidants, fiber, water, protein, carbohydrates, right? All of those wonderful things that are in nutritious food, then our body is getting what it needs to function properly. And then we get to feel good and go on with our life. So if it's not getting the calcium that it needs from the food that you're eating, or for some reason it's not able to get it, right, to absorb it from the food that you are eating, then it will steal it from your bones. This is one of the reasons why drinking a lot of soda can be really hard on the teeth and on the bones, is because the nutritional needs, like what your body needs to do to process all of that soda and that caffeine and all the stuff that's in like Coca-Cola and things like that, it ends up being more than what your body can handle, and it starts taking the calcium from the bones, which is no good. Okay, so what about our blood? We're talking about the minerals becoming our blood. Well, iron, trace mineral, helps red blood cells carry the oxygen to all the parts of your body. There is no process in your body that does not need oxygen. I mean, think about it. You can go a couple of weeks without food. I don't recommend it, but like you'd survive. You can go a couple of days without water. Again, don't recommend that, but you can survive. You cannot go more than a couple of minutes without oxygen. That is how essentially important oxygen is to your body. And it's not just breathing, it's your body's ability to actually take the oxygen from the lungs to the cells that need it. Iron helps your body do that. Without it, you are anemic and you notice it. Your energy is low, your vitality, you can't think clearly, nothing's working properly. It's a condition that makes you feel tired and weak. Females tend to need more iron due to the loss of iron and the extra need in the female reproductive system. Remember, every few weeks we are losing blood, and which means that your body has to regenerate and replenish and make new blood. Right? So it's a process. Again, new cells are needed. So make sure that if you are vegetarian or vegan, maybe you want to get one of those cast iron skillets so that you're getting a little bit more iron into your diet. Okay. Moving on, calcium, all these wonderful minerals. Again, it goes back to the richness of the soil. And that is so important to have good soil, which means that things are being put into the soil as we're growing, because then all that the vegetables and the fruits and the things that grow suck up all those minerals and it needs to be replenished. So let's really support our local farmers, especially if they're doing like an organic kind of sustainable, that's the word, sustainable way of farming, which is replenishing the soil, which means that the food that we're eating, it doesn't just look good, it actually has nutritional vitality, minerals, wonderful minerals that our body needs. Okay, so calcium is going to help rebuild the bones and the teeth. It's going to help regulate the heartbeat, your muscles, and your nerves. Now, some food examples of where you can get calcium: milk and cheese and yogurt, of course. I think that we all know that. It's not absolutely necessary. You can totally be vegan and be healthy. Dark leafy green vegetables, canned fish with those little edible bones, and of course, beans, dried beans. Then we have phosphorus, helps in energy production, builds and renews bones and teeth as well. And again, aware where you can get that: milk, yogurt, cheese, meat and poultry, fish and eggs, and then whole grains and breads and cereals. Magnesium, oof. I'll tell you, if you've got like digestive issues where things are kind of like backed up and it's not really flowing properly, so magnesium is really helpful in peristalsis, which is the movement, like that wave like motion from the time that you swallow. It's how your digestive system moves in these little waves, moving the food down your esophagus into your stomach as it kind of moves around, and into your duodenum, into the small intestines and large intestines, and all the way up and around and down and out again. Well, if you don't have enough magnesium, not only are you not sleeping well at night, but and you like it's hard to relax, but also the movement of your muscles inside of your body and your digestive system can get um, backed up and slow. And so we don't have that movement that we really want, because we want that stuff to come out, right? We want it to be in there long enough so our body can break it down and get the nutrients that it needs from it. And then we want all of that excess, bye-bye. So ways in which you can get magnesium, again, it's going to help the bones and the teeth, as all of them do. It helps your nerves and muscles work properly. So some examples are whole grain products, dark leafy green vegetables, dry beans and peas, nuts and seeds. Okay, then we got sodium, chloride, and potassium. Helps maintain the body's balance of fluids. Again, think of blood, think of saliva, think of our lymphatic system. Helps with muscle and nerve action, which is, we absolutely want our muscles and our nerves to be tense when we need them tense, so active when we can do stuff, and relaxed when we want them relaxed, right? That balance. So examples of food sources for sodium and chloride are going to be salt and foods that contain salts, and then potassium, bananas, grapefruits, other fruits, vegetables, meat, poultry, dry beans, and dairy products. Okay, and then we have iron. We talked a little bit about the cast iron. Also, iron, we talked about it bringing oxygen to the blood cells, which is good. Dried fruits, leafy green vegetables. Are you seeing a trend here? I am too. There's something really powerful and wonderful, not just something: vitamins, minerals, protein, enzymes, antioxidants, minerals, wonderful minerals, if those dark leafy green vegetables have been grown in healthy, wonderful soil, that rich soil that smells so good. And of course, dried beans and peas. Okay, a little bit of zinc for you. Zinc helps wounds. Yes, help you heal from the wound. I mean, it's kind of crazy when that happens, right? You get a little cut and then it heals. You don't really have to consciously think about it. The body does it on its own. How? With regulators, right? And with a couple other different things as well. But you need the zinc that helps the wound healing. And, or of course, it forms blood. So it helps with growth and maintenance of body tissues. Some examples: meat, liver, poultry, fish, dairy products, dry beans and peas, whole grains and breads, and eggs. All right, selenium helps your heart work properly. Yes, as an antioxidant. Remember, we were talking about antioxidants, different minerals, and then vitamins that we were talking about last week as well work together for an extra boost to your vitality, to your immune system, for cleansing the body. Some examples of selenium are going to be whole grain breads and cereals, vegetables, again, depending on the soil. Soil is very, very important. Meats, organs, meats, fishes, shellfish. Okay, so water, oops, that should not say that. That should say salt. So salt, I'm sorry, iodine. So iodine is responsible for the body's use of energy. Examples are saltwater fish and iodized salt. Cool. So, as with always, we're always going back. And we talked about this a lot last week when we were talking about vitamins, which is one of the 6 essential nutrients. Minerals are one of the 6 essential nutrients. So, just as a recap, we've got carbohydrates, fats, proteins, the forgotten nutrient, which is water, and then vitamins and minerals. They are their own separate category. That is how important they are. Minerals are absolutely essential as regulators of all of the body processes. How we feel, how we look, the energy that we have, our sleep, our heart rate, every part of our life is regulated by minerals inside of our body doing what they need to do. Now, also, as a reminder, the symptoms of when we have too many or too little are often pretty similar. One of my clients actually mentioned this the other day, and I just want to share it with you. She said, I've been in the habit for so many years of taking multivitamin during the winter time, especially, right? When everyone's kind of, getting sick and the flu comes around and all that. I know it's like a crazy year, but this is like typical. She's like, but now that I've been eating so clean, I didn't even realize I started taking my quote winter vitamin and I started to feel really sick, like nauseous and unwell. She's like, I didn't realize how much I thought that I was eating really well until I started your program. And I'm like, wow, all of those fresh, alive, and vibrant foods, making sure that you really get enough of the vegetables and the fruits and the things that serve your body well. She's like, I haven't been sick and I don't even need to take my multivitamin anymore. In fact, I noticed that I don't feel great when I do it. That's where you want to be. You want to be getting as much of your nutritional vibrancy from the real food that you are eating, because real food, mm, the the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. You cannot take a food and break it down into its pieces, concentrate it, and then give it back to the population and think that it's going to have the same positive effect. It does not. Right. So, what I mean is eating a bunch of packaged and processed foods that are fortified with whatever mineral or vitamin or whatever it is not the same as eating the whole, real, fresh, vibrant food. The complexity in real food that was made by Mother Nature, made by God, the sunshine that shines above, and the wonderful soil from below, and that incredible process of life as that plant begins to grow and to shine, and it soaks up the minerals that we need and absorbs the vitamins from the sun, and it takes on the water. It has a complexity in the perfect ratio for human health and vitality. Our bodies love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we were talking about the 6 essential nutrients. We did minerals. I'm going to stop the share because I just get so excited when I am talking to you about health and vitality and what it really means to have that kind of holistic health, that holistic nutrition where you are really serving every single piece and part of your body, not just one, right? And then, of course, if we're here for weight loss and to button our jeans properly and to feel good and to have more energy and to have some healing happen in our body so we don't have to be thinking about our butt all day long, right? That is a byproduct, right? That is a positive consequence of giving your body what it actually needs and focusing on those 6 essential nutrients, focusing on the things that are fresh and alive and vibrant and full of nutritional vitality for your body, then the healing begins to happen, right? And the weight begins to what we call melt away, which of course it doesn't melt. We all know that. It's not melting, it's not disappearing, it's not getting lost. It is being metabolized. Your body no longer needs to hold on to it. And how we tell our body that we no longer need to hold on to it is when we're giving it the proper nutritional vibrancy. All right. And minerals are part of that. I love you so much. You're amazing and wonderful. I forgot to tell you at the beginning, register for my web class tomorrow. I'll register for it now. And I'm going to be coming to you live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time. I am so excited. The 3 ways to take back control and lose weight. All right. Love you. See you then.